All right, and welcome to Game 5 of the Lake League Championship Series. Rimouski Fighting Moose versus the Montreal Metros. This live broadcast is coming at you on September 5th. However, in the game, we've already advanced ourselves to September 23rd. September 22nd. This is, as I mentioned, the final game, Game 5. The series is tied between Montreal and Rimouski at 2 games apiece. It started off in Montreal with Nick Sear and Lou Bricknell battling it out in what turned out to be a 4-0 win for Rimouski. Nick Sear taking the credit for the win there. Montreal Metros then fought back to tie the series in Game 2, 7-6. Home runs by Ellis Bendel and Montreal's Ramirez. Winning pitcher was Mahar with nicely getting the save. Joe Nicely, several saves through the playoffs and through the regular season. Game 3, Rimouski took the series lead on a pitching effort from Andrew Ward. And then Game 4 was the Montreal Metros fighting back to tie it with Kenny Cartwright getting the win for the Metros and Muro Chen getting the loss for Rimouski. Joe Nicely picking up his second save. Tonight, the starting pitchers are Lou Bricknell once again, 1-1 in the playoffs with an 0.61 ERA, and the Rimouski Fighting Moose are going to put up Nick Sear, 1-0 with a 0.79 RA. In the American Eagle League, the Calgary Inferno swept the Jacksonville Ravens in the ALCS, and Calgary's patiently awaiting this game to decide who they will play for the Bull Cup in the finals. Get the game underway now. All right. Today's trivia question: who was the only pitcher to win the Cy Young Award in his final season? We're talking about real MLB baseball here. The only pitcher in the major leagues to win a Cy Young Award in his final season. If you know the answer, type your answer in the chat or on our Slack channel. All right, and here is your starting lineup for tonight's game. The Rimouski Fighting Moose got Hugo Gonzalez, who's been solid at the leadoff position. Center fielder batting first. We've got Howard Jackson, the catcher. Zenjiro Suga in first base, batting third. Batting cleanup, Alan Izamo, the third baseman. Joe Street, who's had some key home runs and key base hits series. He's batting fifth in left field. Batting sixth is the designated hitter, Ellis Bendel. Playing in right field is Jorge Duran, batting seventh. And eighth, we've got Juan Medina, second baseman, and Israel Paez batting ninth, shortstop. For the Montreal Metros, Orlando Garza will lead it off, center fielder for that team. Luis Santos playing first base. Jose Ramirez, the left fielder. Hoshi Mizuguchi, the third baseman and switch hitter, batting cleanup. Peyton May, the second baseman, batting fifth. Alfonso George, the shortstop, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Robert Areca, the right fielder. And eighth, Dan Jackman, the catcher. Carlos Escobedo, the DH, batting ninth. Not very often you see a DH batting ninth. And as you can see on the right of your screen there, the career stats the season stats versus the pitchers. Lou Bricknell has had some of those Rimouski hitters hit off him, including leadoff hitter Hugo Gonzalez, who's 3 for 6 against Bricknell. Ellis Bendel is 2 for 6 with a couple of home runs as his hits. Montreal lineup, Luis Santos, 2 for 3 against Nick Sear. And Alfonso George and Dan Jackman 1 for 2, 1 for 2 with 500 records. No Montreal Metros with home runs against Nick Sear. Sear, very dominant pitcher for the Rimouski Fighting Moose. Crowd sound will come right back in just a moment. Just adjusting our audio controls here, folks. So this Game 5 coming at you live, featuring Rimouski at Montreal. Montreal with the home field advantage after their 59-41 season. 77 home runs on the year with .293 team ERA. Definitely better defensively. Rimouski, not too bad though. 96 home runs on the season. I believe only behind Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Team ERA 3.35, but their bullpen ERA comparable to Montreal, and defense is nearly as good, so should be an interesting matchup. And we are in one pitch mode. Speed things up. Bricknell taking the mound, and the first pitch hit into right field with a diving catch by the right fielder. And that's the first out of the game on that 1-2 pitch. Reika may have been hurt on that one-handed grab, but looks like he's all right. He'll continue the game. Robert Areca with a diving catch there to catch Hugo Gonzalez. First batted ball of the game. Jackson up to the plate. Ground ball to the left side, and third baseman Mizuguchi puts away Jackson for out number 2. Batting from the left side, Zenjiro Suga. 1-0 pitch, hit hard to short, but an easy flip to first will retire Rimouski for the top of the first. This game is brought to you by OOTP. Nick Sear taking the mound for Rimouski. Orlando Garza will lead it off. The left-handed batter playing center field today. And the 1-2 pitch, he goes down on a called third strike. Garza retired. Strikeout number 1. 9 strikeouts in 11 innings during the playoffs for Nick Sear. And that would be his first one of the game. Santos up to bat. It's hit hard to second base. Caught on the fly is Medina. Catching that one out of the air, and that's out number 2. Great reaction there by Juan Medina. Jose Ramirez up to the plate with 2 out. 0-1 pitch. Tapped on the ground. Back to the shortstop, Paez, and that's out number 3. Top of the second. Fighting Moose back up to the plate. Alan Izamo. He'll take a walk on a 3-0 ball 4. Izamo, the season leader for the Lake League in home runs. Not a threat to steal. Joe Street steps up to the plate. We have seen Rimouski play some small ball and lay down some bunts. But this one is popped up high. Third baseman will have it. Mizuguchi retires Street. And Izamo retreats to first base. Montreal fans quite excited here. Alice Bendel taps that one to short, and out at second, safe at first on the double play attempt. Izamo heading back to the pen, or rather to the bench. Bendel safe at first. Now he is a threat to steal, but with 2 out this early in the game, unlikely to see that. Jorge Duran knocks a hard one into center. Diving for that one, Garza, and that'll retire the side. Some great defense we've seen so far. And back to the bottom half with Montreal up to the plate. Hoshi Mizuguchi will lead it off. Cleanup hitter. Pops this one high. Back getting it is second baseman Juan Medina. Out number 1 is recorded. Peyton May up to the plate. It's a hard one down the first base line, and that'll make it past first baseman Zenjiro Suga. He's safe at first with a single. First hit of the ball game here in the bottom of the second goes to Montreal. Alfonso George up to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. High fly ball to center. This is easily caught by Gonzalez. And Peyton May will retreat back to first. Out number 2. Robert Areca up to the plate. And this one's hit into center, and this will be a 3rd out and a wasted hit for Montreal as they leave May stranded on first. Back to the top with Rimouski here in the top of the 3rd. Batting 8th in the order, Juan Medina, the second baseman. And he hits this one hard to second, but May flips it over to Santos for out number 1. Israel Paez at the bottom of the order. High and deep to right. I don't know if this one's going to stay in there. It does, right on the warning track. Areca had it. Just on the dirt, and that's out number 2 on a high fly ball by Israel Paez. No home runs this playoffs, and so it remains after that out. Hugo Gonzalez up to the plate, and he goes down swinging on a curveball from Lou Bricknell, and that is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd, Dan Jackman to lead it off for Montreal. This one's batted to second. On the ground, an easy first out. Carlos Escobedo, the DH, batting ninth. Tapped on the ground. The first baseman, who flips it to Nick Sear, covering the bag. Boarding out number 2. Back to the top of the order, Orlando Garza. Hits this one hard. It makes it past the second baseman, Juan Medina, and he is safe at first for the second hit of the game. Montreal with both of these hits. 2 away, Garza at first. Santos up to the plate. Hit hard to second, but the force out at first, and that's 3 down. RIMOUSKI back up to the plate. Howard Jackson, second in the order, the catcher. And he hits a line drive hard into center field, right up the middle. And that'll be the RIMOUSKI Fighting Moose with their first base hit of the game here in the top of the 4th. Howard Jackson, a threat to steal. Quite fast for a catcher. Tap to third, but this will be one and safe at first. So the top half again of a double play, as Jackson's forced out at second, but Suga safe at first base on that ground ball to Hoshi Mizuguchi at third base. Alan Izamo up to the plate. 1 away, 1 on. Hit hard to short, and this time they will convert the double play. Montreal retires RIMOUSKI, only allowing 1 base hit. So far, it's 0-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Jose Ramirez up to the plate for Montreal. And 3-1 pitch, low and inside for ball 4 to Ramirez. Nick Sear delivering his first walk of the game. Hoshi Mizuguchi up to the plate. Ramirez, a threat on the base paths. Tapped hard to second, over to the shortstop covering second. Back to first for the double play. Peyton May stepping up to the plate. 2 away. The 1-1 pitch. High fly ball to right, and floating under it is Jorge Duran for out number 3 here in the 4th. Still 0-0 after 4 frames. And the Fighting Moose will try to break the deadlock here in the top of the 5th. Lou Bricknell, 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 38 pitches. And Street grounds this one to third base, but a throwing error gives Street the second base, so that's looks like an error on Mizuguchi, the third baseman, misplaying that one and throwing the ball away to Luis Santos. Joe Street, second base, after a leadoff error. Ellis Bendel up to the plate. And he taps a bunt down for a safe base hit. No. Out number 1, rather, at first base. But that'll advance Joe Street to third base, 90 feet away from breaking the deadlock. 1 down. Jorge Duran up to the plate.
Strike 3.
And he goes down on a strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Bricknell, coming here in the 5th inning. A lot of ground balls, though. Juan Medina up to the plate, 2 away. Taps this to short, the throw to first, and that's out number 3. Alfonso George will lead off the bottom of the 5th for Montreal. Nick Sear, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 innings. But he's allowed 2 hits. And he delivers a walk to Alfonso George on the 3-2 pitch. George working that count. Robert Areca. George at first. It's this one back to the pitcher. Sear gloves it. The throw over to first, though, is close, but they get George on the. Rather, they get Areca on the play. George goes at a second, though. So a sac bunt to get George advanced to scoring position. One away. Jackman up to the plate. Hit hard down the first base line for an easy ground out, but George will move to third. 90 feet away from Montreal, attempting to break this deadlock. 2 away for Escobedo. The 1-0 pitch hit hard to short, but diving for it was Israel Paez, an amazing diving play there to save a run from being scored, and Montreal fails to convert, and they leave a runner on base here in the 5th. Crowd going wild for Lou Bricknell going into his 6th inning.
Strike 3, you're out.
And strikeout number 3 for Lou Bricknell as he retires Israel Paez on 3 Ks. 3 strikes, rather. Hugo Gonzalez, center fielder, up to the plate. Crowd goes quieter. 2-2 pitch knocked on the ground, and fielding that one is Santos, passing it back to Bricknell for the out. 3-1 ground out. For those of you scoring at home. 2 away for Howard Jackson. Tapping this to short. It makes it out of the infield as diving Alfonso George fails to come up with it. And Howard Jackson safely hits to first base. The second hit for the Rimouski Fighting Moose. Zenjiro Suga up to the plate. Ground ball to second. An easy flip to first baseman Santos for out number 3. Bottom of the 6th in this pitcher battle. Nick Sear on the mound again for Rimouski, and he gets his 2nd strikeout of the game, sending Garza back to the dugout. Luis Santos, right-handed batter, first baseman, up to the plate. Hitting this one hard, and this will make it into center field, straight up the middle. This time Paez, diving on it, could not come up with it. Ramirez steps up. Santos on first with 1 away. 0 for 1 today, Ramirez. Hit high, just over the head of second baseman Juan Medina, and safely reaching third, Santos on that single. Santos not well known for his speed, but the ball was just floating slowly enough into right field that Juan Medina had some trouble corralling it and throwing Santos out. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Hit hard deep. This one is gone. Mitsugushi with a 3-run home run. And the Montreal fans are going crazy as the Metros break the deadlock in style. Hoshi Mizuguchi on a 0-1 pitch, sending that one over the right field fence. And it disgusted Jorge Duran, unable to do anything about it. 3-0 Montreal here in the bottom of the 6th as Rimouski will try to battle back here with a couple more outs. Peyton May up to the plate.
Strike 3.
He goes down swinging on a slider on the 2-2 pitch, and that's out number 2. Nick Sear grimacing at that mistake of a pitch to Mizuguchi. Hit high and deep to right field again, George, and this one is gone. Alfonso George with a 371-foot home run over the right field fence, and that is now 2 home runs in this inning against Nick Sear, both over the right field fence. Sear struggling against these left-handed batters. Mizuguchi, of course, batting from the left side against the right-handed Sear, and Alfonso George going yard against Sear. This one's hit to the opposite field by Areka, or rather pulled to left field by Areka, and this will make it into past the defending Izamo for a single. Nick Sear looking wrecked here in this inning, giving up 4 runs on a succession of base hits. Hit hard, line drive to right by Dan Jackman. Going for home is Areka, and he is safe at home. But the throw to... no, he's out. What just happened there? Wow, okay, so Duran raced hard. Jackman got a base hit. The players have left the field, perhaps in protest. Montreal, apparently leads it 5-0. All right. So it's 5-0. The out does record at first, but the run counts. So we're just catching up with the scoring here. And Rimouski, top of the 7th now. Be underway in a moment here. All right, Alan Izamo up to the plate for Rimouski. Lou Bricknell. Now the weight is on Bricknell to hold the Rimouski batters from answering these 5 Montreal runs. And Izamo with a line drive that makes it into left field, past the diving shortstop, Alfonso George, and that is Rimouski's 3rd hit of the game. Joe Street up to the plate with 1 on and none out. And this is grounded to short. They'll convert the double play as Izamo and Street are both out on that one. That'll bring up Ellis Bendel. 1 home run in the playoffs, batting .226 with a .713 OPS. 0 for 1 today, however.
Strike 3.
And he goes down on a 1-2 fastball as we get up and stretch for the 7th inning stretch. You're out at the old ball game. All right. Carlos Escobedo, the DH, batting 9th for Montreal. Andy Boyles comes in to pitch for Rimouski as Nick Sear goes down after 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, all in the bottom of the 6th. An ignominious way to exit the game, that's to be certain. Sear just wasn't on today. He only had 3 strikeouts. Gave up 8 hits. Terrible outing for Sear, who otherwise was pretty good through the playoffs. Escobedo with a hard hit fly ball to left, and this one is over the fence. Home run number 3 for Montreal as Escobedo gets a leadoff solo shot. 6-0 Montreal, clearly in command of this LLCS Game 5. Orlando Garza up to the plate. Hit hard to center field. This is dropping in. It falls in for a single. Andy Boyles has given up 2 straight hits. Luis Santos up to the plate, and going for second is Garza. He's safe on the slide. Stolen base for Orlando Garza. And going opposite field is Boyles with a hit that will make it past second into right field, and Garza coming home safe on the throw. 7-0 Montreal. They've really broken it open here. 11 hits and 7 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. They are firmly in command of this game. Luis Santos on first base. Jose Ramirez up to the plate. He'll take a free pass. Still none out. 2 on. So far in this inning, every batter faced by Andy Boyles has reached base safely. He's got no outs. 17 pitches. And finally a swing and a miss, out number 1, as Mizuguchi goes down, the home run hero of the last inning. Peyton May up to the plate, second baseman. He goes down on a strikeout, and Boyle seems to be finding his groove here. At 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Jose Ramirez, Luis Santos are the runners. Alfonso George batting from the left side. Taps it to first base. Playing it himself will be the first baseman Zenjiro Suga, and that is out number 3. But the Metros add 2 more here in the bottom of the 7th. Fighting Moose are now fighting to stay alive and make up a 7-run deficit to advance to the Bull Cup. Bricknell still on the mound for Montreal, and he induces another ground out. This time Jorge Duran grounding out to third base. After 7 1/3 innings, only 3 hits allowed and 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Bricknell. Juan Medina with a hard line drive, dropping in safely center field. And that is hit number 4 for Rimouski. Still no runs, 1 away. Israel Paez up to the plate. Tapping this to third base. That'll advance the runner to second, but Paez out at first. Medina in scoring position with 2 away. You know, they say you always want to get runners in a scoring position with less than 2 outs. That's ideal, but a lot can happen in the swing of a bat. Hugo Gonzalez grounding to short, and the throw is in time, as Alfonso George corrals that one. And Rimouski stranding another runner in scoring position. Robert Areka leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th for Montreal.
Strike 3.
And he'll go down swinging and missing on an 0-2 pitch from Boyles. Boyles, with 3 strikeouts, has matched Nick Sears' strikeout count for the game, whom he replaced in the last inning. Jackman with a fly ball to center, and running in, hustling for it, is Gonzalez. He catches it right at the shoes, and that is out number 2. Seems to be an injury on the field. Gonzalez favoring his right foot. He's coming out of the game. Center fielder's been replaced by Remike. Santos Remike. Don't know a lot about him. I haven't seen him much in these broadcast games. Only 1 game during the regular season. Carlos Escobedo up to the plate. The DH, batting ninth. Grounds to short, and that'll end the inning. RIMOUSKI with 3 more outs to go in their battle to come back from this 7-0 deficit, as Montreal successfully put 8 goose eggs up on the top of the scoreboard. Howard Jackson, the catcher, will lead off the 9th inning for RIMOUSKI. Hit hard to center. This is caught on a amazing dive from Garza. What a catch. 1 away. Sanjiro Suga takes that one on the shoulder, and he will get a free base on a Lou Bricknell hit batsman. That one made it a little bit out of his grip there. That 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Heisemo up to the plate. Suga at first. Hard line drive down the third base, and this is a game-ending double play. Wow, did you see how fast that left fielder came in? Montreal wins the game and the Lake League Championship Series on a 4-hit shutout, 7-0. Complete game for Lou Bricknell. And what a game it was. 7-0 for Montreal. They advanced to the Bull Cup to face the Calgary Inferno. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the game. And we'll see more playoff action next weekend with the Bull Cup series between Calgary and Montreal. Our box score for today. Montreal Metros, 7 runs on 11 hits with 1 error. RIMOUSKI fighting Moose, unable to score. 0 runs on 4 hits, no errors. The player of the game was Lou Bricknell on his amazing 9-inning complete game shutout, allowing only 4 hits, 1 walk, with 4 strikeouts on 99 pitches. 66 of those pitches in for strikes. His playoff ERA, 0.38. 47,964 in attendance tonight at METROS Ballpark in Montreal. And the game took a simulated 2 hours, 59 minutes. Thanks again for watching, folks. And this has been your Bull Baseball live broadcast, Game 5 of the Lake League Championship Series.